That's hard to follow. I don't know. Hi, yeah, so talking about happiness here, but I'm hoping to talk to you about a happiness that's not so much more about material, kind of sensual happiness where you eat something that's really good or you do something that's fun. I'm talking about the happiness that I'm hoping that would be helpful for our students and our kids as parents that are dealing with a lot of stress in the classroom and just with life in general, and the kind of stress that we might be imparting on them as parents with a lot of expectations of what our hopes and desires are for them. We have, as parents, we want to see our kids happy. We want them to be happy and find happiness in life. But you know, we can do that by giving them things, doing things, and offering things. But as we know, even on trips like this, you know, those mosquitoes forgot something, something's broken, the kids are complaining, someone's hungry, someone gets sick. So we still have to know how to balance these aspects of happiness, even in light of the things that are kind of discomfort. And in light of, say, a funeral, we just had one in our family, and one aspect of that I found really interesting was how everybody focused on the happy things that person left, and how all the happy aspects of that person's life, and what they really cherished most from that was his attention and his relationship. And so it's interesting how we can take away all the material things that we think bring happiness and try to strive for the things that are internal to us. And here again, we can get busy, and as IB learners, I would hope we're teaching that, you know, we have to find time to be empathetic, as someone was talking about earlier, and notice what's going on in our world, and notice also how we deal with the pain and the struggles that are naturally part of this life. And there's going to be a lot that our kids are going to have to learn, especially as they become teenagers and they're dealing with the peer pressures and things like that. They need to have a solid foundation on how to navigate this world from a moral perspective. As they get to life and they buy their own homes and they start settling, we want that to be a successful experience for them. And what I'm trying to, hoping to say here is that an internal compass for them is knowing how to be internally happy, which consists of components of kindness and understanding, generosity and gratitude and things like that, as a way of leading us forward. And because what can happen with a negative perspective, or always in a judgment perspective, or being in a stressed out perspective, is we kind of see the negative, the thorn, as opposed to seeing the flower, which that kind of went fast. But it's looking at that macro picture, which is going to be really important. And then I brought in this wagon because there's certain synapses in the brain that we get these ruts and these ways of thinking that it takes a lot of energy, and it takes a lot of mental lifting to change perspective, and it takes a lot of effort to see ourselves differently. So I'd like to see self-worth, building self-worth for our students and for ourselves has to be an important aspect of what we're doing also in this life and what we're trying to help depart. Here's another little analogy here. We can't we can't blanket everything and protect ourselves from it. What we need to do is teach all of us to be able to just take the least amount of resources is to cover our feet, so we can walk over any terrain that's going to be difficult for us. And so I wanted to kind of mention here, we have, when we see beauty, natural beauty like this, it connects and resonates with us on an internal level, on a spiritual level. And I'd like to just say that, through that, it kind of brings in that kind of interconnectedness and takes us out of ourselves. And we start recognizing the bigger picture of what's going on in our life and in what's going on in the world, and how we are interconnected with others, and how it's important to have an anchoring to this type of thing. And how can we start anchoring ourselves into these kind of basic principles that keep us steady as we start going forth in life and trying to help others and understand what's going on in the world. And I like to say, in light of this Ignite, do it quick. Sometimes it takes slowing down and being resting and knowing how to be okay with slowing down and being okay with what is, and connecting with what's going on with your heart and listening to your heart. That's where the love is. And knowing self-compassion is the only way we're going to be compassionate and happy is knowing how to be happy with ourselves. And so I'm hoping that can be a skill that we all can help build for ourselves and for our kids. So thank you.